As I promised, this is going to explain those videos that I've made in the series. Now, some of you might think, why didn't she put sound on them? Well, to be really honest, how much time do I have? So what I did was I decided that to really help you really fast, it was better to make with videos every day. You know, if I had tried to not do that and I tried to do it all with talking, you would have had to pay. Because it takes so much time editing videos with voice. Okay, so I'm going to first of all start with PTSD. That stands for post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, this wasn't in the first video, it was down, I believe in the second or the third one. However, I decided to start with PTSD. Now, post-traumatic stress disorder means after the event, post. And post-traumatic stress disorder actually happens for a variety of reasons. Now, a lot of people think that they've got to have a major thing, like they've got to come back from a war to have post-traumatic stress, or they've actually had a huge car accident, which is exactly what happened to me. I had a massive car accident, and I ended up 2 years later, at my happiest time, ended up with post-traumatic stress, and I ended up having severe panic attacks. So let's start with PTSD. Now, post-traumatic stress can be very much from childhood events that happen. It could have been that you were a witness to domestic violence. You could have been watching your mother getting beaten or your father getting attacked, because women are also perpetrators of domestic violence. This could have left some very, very strong memories in your hippocampus, neocortex, and the amygdala, which I've spoken of in those videos, that memories are stored in those three areas of the brain. So the more traumatic the memory has been as a child, the more emotion is placed on it by the amygdala. And the other thing about the amygdala, it gives strength to the emotions that are linked with those memories. If you've been in a domestic violence situation and you have, for example, been very fearful, and in one of the things that you felt was that you weren't worthy because of the things that were said to you by the perpetrator, and like I said, domestic violence can happen with men abusing women, and also women abusing men. And what happens is that the amygdala gives strength to those emotions every time that memory surfaces in your mind. Okay, remember that memories are like pictures. As I said in those series, and I constantly talked about memories are pictures. So every time that picture comes up of, say, for example, that particular picture is of someone whacking you and calling you all the names under the sun and telling you you're useless and you're disgusting. Okay, so every time that picture emerges in your mind, the amygdala has given strength to that feeling that you had at the time, all the emotions that you had. So you might have felt terrible fear as you're being hit, and terrible degradation, and you felt worthless and useless, and you felt those things that were being said to you. Then the amygdala stores that, and whenever you think about that memory, those feelings arise, right? So if you've watched those videos, you will understand what I'm talking about. And that's why I say it's essential to please go through those videos, because I can't really give you all the help without you first of all understanding what's going on in here. Now, post-traumatic stress can also be from more simple things, like, for example, post-traumatic stress can be from repeated life challenges. Perhaps you've been in relationships and you've broken up, and that left a lot of stress, a lot of sadness, and a lot of hurt within you, and that can be called post-traumatic stress. So it doesn't have to be a massive event. Mind you, having a breakup in a relationship for some people is a massive event. So post-traumatic stress can come from everyday's life challenges. For example, if you're struggling constantly and you can't afford to feed your family, and you're constantly struggling with food to be put on that table, that can be stressful. And if that keeps on going on, bang, it starts to stress you out. Those who have watched those videos will understand how cortisol is released. Now, the reason cortisol is released from post-traumatic stress is because if over time we're constantly stressing our bodies out with life events, or, for example, not eating properly, or, for example, not doing exercise, this is all triggering the hypothalamus that I talked about in those videos to say, woohoo, you're in danger, okay? Now, if you are very fearful, the amygdala stores fear as well. It's a fear trigger. So, when people are having a lot of stress in their lives, they might also have very fearful thinking. I can't pay the bills. Oh my God, what's going to happen over those bills? I'm probably going to lose my home. I'm going to lose my kids maybe if I can't look after them properly. So these fearful thoughts, actually the amygdala is receiving and also thinking that you are in a dangerous situation if you keep it going. So what the amygdala does, it sends a message down to the hypothalamus via chemicals, it doesn't talk. And the amygdala thinks you're in danger if you do not reduce that stress and that continual thinking stressfully. Okay, I can't pay my bills, I can't pay my bills. If you remember in the video, I talked about that cycle, okay, that when we actually have a thought, we have a belief. So, for example, we have a thought, oh my God, I'm going to lose my house if I don't pay those bills. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my house. I'm going to lose my house if I don't pay those bills. What am I going to do? The kids are not going to be fed. Oh, Jesus, I'm going to lose the house and then I'm going to be out in the street. Okay? Thoughts. What happens? Triggers a belief. Those beliefs are that you're going to lose your house. If you can't pay your bills, your children and you are going to be out in the street without a home. Okay? So the belief then leads to an emotion. Emotionally, you are stressed out. Oh my God, I'm going to lose my house. Jesus, what am I going to do? I wonder if I'm going to even get another job if I lose this one. What happens? Bang! Behaviour. Behaviour is really stressed out, okay? So you start overreacting to everything. You start yelling at the kids. You start, running around to people and constantly saying, oh my God, I've got no money, I've got no money. And so everyone starts saying, oh, what the hell with this woman? She's absolutely stressed out, and maybe that'll make people stay away from you, and then that is additional stress. Nobody likes me. Oh my God, I'm just a useless person. Can't even feed my family, blah, blah, blah. So your behaviour, or you misinterpret others. You go, someone comes up, walks past you in the office, which I also mentioned in the video, and you think, oh, they didn't say hello to me this morning. What have I done? You've done nothing, okay? You haven't done anything. But because of all the stuff that's going in your head, it impacts on your beliefs. The beliefs make you have an emotion or a feeling, and then that feeling leads to how you behave. Okay, so let's sum it up. Memories are stored in the hippocampus, the amygdala, and the neocortex in the brain. The amygdala is your fight and flight center. Your hypothalamus protects you from the fight and flight if it receives a message from the amygdala, but the hypothalamus also protects your organs. So it releases hormones. It releases hormones to the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland releases cortisol, and it kind of all balances your body. And if you're not really in a dangerous situation, you'll get calm. However, when it continually goes on, the amygdala is triggered, and so is the hypothalamus, constantly trying to protect your body. So it continually releases the cortisol if you don't control. If you don't have control over your mind and reducing your stress in life and being able to react in a different way, to be able to say, okay, right now I'm in this situation. Perfect example, okay? Yesterday, I could have freaked out. I could have completely gone to pieces. I bought this brand new camera, which is why I still haven't got the lighting great, because I really need to buy more equipment. But perfect example of how I control my thoughts yesterday. So I run out and I buy this $220 great little camera so that you guys, I can do this more easily, okay, rather than setting up my iPhone, etc., etc. So this is fantastic. I'm so happy I've got this. However, I plug it in and then it says you need a driver. Okay, so I couldn't find a driver there. It kept on saying it. So I go to a company and basically buy a driver. I had a look. I'm pretty tech savvy, and they did actually ring me. They were an authentic company. So I'm all excited and I'm starting my video camera, and then it says again, after I've downloaded this software, and it still says I haven't got a driver. So I thought, oh, well, maybe I need to restart my computer. So I restarted the computer, and guess what? The computer died. Now, I was lucky that 3 weeks ago I half backed up, but then I found that one of my hard drives that I was backing up on had collapsed. So here am I thinking yesterday, I'm going to lose 4 years of work, 4 years of work, 4 years of work. I'm going to lose 4 years of work. Okay. Now, I could have gone into a spin out over this, right? Oh my God. But I had to say to myself, you know what, Jayne? It's out of your control. The damn videos and everything that you've lost, what are you going to be able to do about it? Nothing. You can't do a damn thing about it if they're all gone. You're just going to have to do it again. And then I thought, but before you start panicking also, you might be able to get this fixed. So I took the steps, the sensible steps, in a calm manner. People who lose everything for 4 years in a business would be absolutely devastated, okay, and probably running around like a chooka with its head cut off. You can see I'm actually European, and I was born in Sri Lanka. However, I am Aussie. Love this country, okay. So instead of panicking, I took the steps. I rang them up. Yes, ma'am, we can access your computer, etc. So I realised they were quite authentic company, and I sat in front of my computer while they remotely accessed it and blah, 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 and wasn't fixed, okay? Still couldn't get it to load up. So I rang up my friend who's an engineer, and he said, yeah, look, just wait, and if you can't solve it, we'll do it tomorrow. Well, finally, I turned my computer on and off. It had been on all night repairing itself, and voila, everything came back. I ran out and bought. I had to go and spend another $220 on a special drive that's not like the normal CD drives with the disc. It all came back. Now, I could have spent my whole day in a total fluster because I'd lost that the previous day at 4 o'clock. That was on Saturday afternoon. And I was just about to make a live video for all of you. What I could have done was go into a mad, crazy woman running around, you know, oh my God, what's happened? Jesus, shit, what am I going to do? Da, 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 da. Okay, I chose not to. I chose not to. Right? And this is something where we really need to modify the way that we think and our behaviour. Because when we can say, okay, this is out of my control, all right? Stop. Like I was talking about the stop sign. Stop. There's nothing you can damn well do. So you can scream and yell and you can run around the house being an absolute idiot, and your blood pressure's going to go screaming up. Your hypothalamus is going to start going, woohoo, she's in danger. Your amygdala's going to go, all the fear she's feeling, oh my God, better protect her. And I can tell you, everyone, look, I lost my mum on New Year's Eve. And I haven't had anxiety for a long time. And I lost her, you know, I spent 3 weeks of that with her till she died. And I mean, I was there 8-9 hours a day in the hospital talking to the doctors, looking after her, massaging her, you know, just loving her, helping her wash. And the day before Christmas, I managed to get her home, and my brothers and sister came up and we were all there. And she died with me right next to her, because I stayed the nights with her and held her hand, and she died peacefully, okay, and with us there. But she's my mum, okay, so she was very blind and she had no quality of life left. She was bedridden, and you know, she wanted to go, and she said to me, I want to go, I've had enough. And she was 88, and I said, whatever you want, Mum, okay. Now then we had, you know, got her home, and of course everyone came, and there was, you know, we're in the middle of Christmas. I'm there up with my sister at Christmas Day giving my mum a present, which she couldn't see, but from one moment I thought she was going to leave, and then she died on New Year's Eve. Now then the memorial was on, and we had to have it within 4 days because my brothers and that had to go back to work, and my sister, and then they all left on the Monday, and then 4 days later I had a cataract operation, and then 1 week later I had my second one. So I'm only just actually recovering. You know, I'm allowed to actually do the things I wasn't allowed to do right up to this week. And what I noticed once my brothers and sister left, I'd be sitting here trying to get some work done for all of you, and all of a sudden, after hours, bad habits, okay, that's my bad habit, I could feel like all of a sudden there's pressure on my chest, and I felt like, oh, it's difficult to take a breath, okay? But I recognised it, and it was actually anxiety at its earliest stage. So instead of letting it impact on me, I had the understanding from the time the school holidays started, right, the Queensland school holidays, which was in December, right up till my mum passed away, and then afterwards on New Year's Eve, I hadn't had any time to relax. So I understood that I was actually reacting from the post-traumatic stress of my mum being so ill, of having to be there every day, wanting to be there, I have to say. And I didn't think I was that stressed, you know, and then, you know, family arrived, and, you know, we couldn't really have a proper Christmas, and, you know, I was up there with my mum, you know, every single day, right up till New Year's Eve. And, of course, what was happening when it all was over, I was obviously getting post-traumatic stress symptoms. But instead of allowing that stress to accumulate, I realised too, hang on a minute, you have not been able to exercise since long before, when mum started to get really ill, and I had to be there every day. Up until then, I was walking every morning. I do that at 6 o'clock before I go to do work or anything. I go for a 40-minute walk because I know it's essential to anxiety and to my brain. And I had done nothing. Okay, so on top of that, I'm not releasing these great chemicals which exercise does to combat people who get anxiety. And, you know, it really made me realise when that started happening, you're suffering post-traumatic stress, you need to get a grip of this, you need to go walking, you need to have better working habits of getting up, having a break, because I tend to be an absolute workaholic for this particular business, because I really am passionate about it. I love making these videos. I love doing what I'm doing for you guys. And so basically I've had to change some of that and just start to exercise. So I've been every day going for my 40-minute walk. And when I start to feel that feeling, that's time I get up from my computer and I'll go and have some lunch or have a little break or decide to go for a drive and look for a camera. All of you, so you can see me and I'm not all blurred on Facebook, especially if I go live. So yeah, this is what I'm trying to teach all of you, okay? And look, it's not as simple as just changing your thinking, but it is as simple as changing your thinking and your emotions, your feelings and behaviours, if you know the whole story. And that is what that series is doing. And so please subscribe as well to my YouTube channel, because if you don't, and you don't turn notifications on every time a new video comes in, whether it's about a life issue or, because I do a lot of research before I make videos, right? So I do a lot on life issues, and also to reduce anxiety, you need to also look at your life issues. All right, and try and resolve those. And so that's why I make a lot of videos on life issues. But some people haven't been sexually abused. Some people didn't have narcissistic parents. You can still get anxiety, and what you're getting anxiety from is post-traumatic stress from all the challenges you're having as an adult in life, and that you are not managing properly. And that is why I say to you, you really do need to go and subscribe to that YouTube channel, and you need to turn the notifications on. Otherwise, you're going to not see those videos. They're going to be right down here as I post them on the group page, and you'll go, oh, what have I watched? You know, it's in a playlist called Series Anxiety 1. Okay, Series 1 Anxiety. So go to there, subscribe, and turn your notifications on, which means you'll always be told when a new video is on there, and then you can follow that series. I can't tell you enough how much you need to watch those series, okay? And I will be back again probably in the next few days, to do the second part. Take care, everyone, and look after yourself. Try to find time for yourself and stop stressing. Stop stressing. Practice what I'm doing. There's a lot more to come. Okay, see you beautiful people. See you soon. Bye for now.